Delighted to say now that we are joined live by England all-rounder Sam Curran to look ahead to the T20s and the ODIs in the West Indies a little later this month, all of which are live and exclusive here on talkSPORT 2. Sam, thanks so much for your time. Have you? It's been a busy season, hasn't it? A county championship and hat tricks in the 100, and of course the Oval Invincibles retaining their title. Have you had a chance to catch your breath and have some time off?
Thanks for having me, lads. Yeah, I think obviously now season's done, so yeah, I guess really looking forward to the West Indies, like you said, it's coming up. But yeah, the season was pretty good. I guess didn't play as much county championship as I would have liked, but we just kind of had our end of season awards and at the Oval last week, and you see the club going to 3 championships in a row, which is pretty incredible, really. I played a lot in that first year that we won it, and then just the way the season and the schedules panned out, I haven't really, but I was really quite emotional leaving Stewie, obviously kind of moving on at the club a little bit, which was quite sad for a lot of the boys, a lot of the club. But yeah, and then the 100, obviously a really good season, another trophy there, which was really special. And I guess, yeah, 2 weeks off and then we straight back to the West Indies, which is exciting.
Sam, from a highlight point of view, and I'll give you an example. I always said when I won the championship in 2008, it meant just as much, if not more, than winning in 2005 because of what Durham and what the club meant to me. When I ask you this year, 2024, with the 100, with IPL, with ODIs, with Surrey winning, if I said to Sam Curran, which would be the highlight of your summer or your year of 2024, what would it be? Because you've done an awful lot of winning.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky question. I think especially looking back at last week, when I go back to the club at Surrey, where, like I said, I only played two championship games. It's a place I feel at home. It's a place I feel kind of, what's the word, I guess, valued in terms of if I'm struggling with something, I always go back to Bats or Stewie or I guess Jade's there now, bowling coach. We had Azim Mahmood. So those are probably guys that I've always, I guess, that's a club I always feel really special and kind of. But obviously, winning the 100, I'd probably say is probably my highlight, just because of the way my season went, and we went as the Oval Invincibles in terms of, like you said, it's easy to, not easier, but it's easier to win one trophy, but to win another one back to back. And I guess you can say the same with Surrey, but I obviously didn't play loads of 4-day games, but the games I did play, the team felt so settled. The structure was, even when I turned up, you guys just knew their role. And I'd probably say, just a personal highlight, probably the 100. But I think as a club and as a player to say I was a part of the three-peat, which they're calling it, is pretty special.
Interesting you mentioned the word role there, Sam, because Harmy and I, seems like for the last 3 years on this program, have been talking about the fact that it's a great compliment that you are asked to fulfill so many different roles, because you can. I mean, honestly, in England, I don't know if there's a player with more sort of cross-format skills. And I mean, you can bowl anywhere in the innings, take the new ball, bowl at the death, bat in the top order, finish it, or bat in the middle. You do everything. Do you get a bit tired of the discussion of role definition? Would you like yours to be a bit clearer, or do you like doing everything?
I obviously love doing everything, but yeah, I guess there's many teams, like you said, I do so many different roles. Especially a moment like now, having 2 weeks off, and kind of I look back at the season and where things went well, went wrong. I'll be totally honest, I probably feel with a team like the Oval Invincibles and Surrey, and I guess a couple of franchise teams, I think my role's been pretty clear and I've pretty nailed it on. Whereas with England, I personally probably feel because you've been that all-rounder, probably in the last few years, myself, Moeen Ali, Liam Livingston, we always kind of those all-rounders at kind of 6, 7, 8, 9 almost, Wokesy as well. And yeah, I think it can be confusing. It's kind of, sometimes you take the new ball and then you go to kind of the four seamers and you're the one to lose the new ball kind of thing. So it's quite like it's a frustrating role, but I guess that comes with being an all-rounder. I probably think my strongest role in most teams is batting in the top 6 and bowling. So I guess me and Harvey had a discussion a few weeks back about these type of things. But yes, I love playing all sorts of roles, and yeah, I guess my goal now is always to try and get back into the England sides, and I guess that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, there's a little bit less alcohol on at this moment in time, even though I'm on hold at this moment in time. But and it was a great discussion, and your honesty was unbelievable. I just want to ask you about, you're talking about roles and everything that's going. I get worried a little bit. Oh, especially in the summer when you didn't get picked in the test team. I was really frustrated. Might as well tell you on this show, I got very, very frustrated. And I think I told you that at Thorpe's funeral about not being the one that replaced Ben Stokes. You didn't get picked in the 50 over squad. Is there a concern that you may be getting pigeonholed for just a T20 player? And would that worry you? Because it would certainly worry me that you're not up for test selection.
Yeah, I think I'll be totally honest. I think that when Stokesy did get injured, I'd be dumb not to, and it might sound that big myself up, but I did probably think that was my way back into the test team. Actually, a couple of weeks back ago, I had a meeting with Keezy and kind of just to get a bit of understanding of where the group is in terms of how I see myself getting back into the test side. I think for me, especially being a young player who experienced test cricket so young, I feel like I have the advantage to know what it's about and know what winning a test match is and the grind and the grit and attitude that you need. And I think that personally I did take a little bit, not too hard, but kind of I was a little bit gutted to selection. And I thought that was my way back into the side at the minute. I guess they've got their own structure at the minute, and they're picking the guys that they like and that fit that environment in terms of there's a big thing going on at the minute about the extra pace and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got to be honest, I was slightly disappointed not to be picked there. And I guess if you got to fit the mold of what they're looking for right now, and I guess in 12 months' time, that might be totally different.
Talking about the other captain, Harmy and I were also surprised when Joss was unavailable. We assumed that you, having IPL captaincy experience, would be the natural man to step in there as well. Where does captaincy sort of sit on your radar? I mean, you do it in the IPL. Is it something that you're keen to pursue?
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed. I've captained Surrey a few times, and obviously with the Punjab Kings in the IPL. And yeah, I guess it's actually something I think is really interesting as an all-rounder being a captain. I think when I did it, I actually forgot about my own game quite a bit, which was in a nice positive way where the main focus is purely on the team winning. I think probably look up to someone like Stokesy in a way. He's looked how he's done it, and he's kind of brought the confidence to the players, go out there, really take it on. And I think it was really exciting. I obviously done bits and pieces of it here and there. And yeah, it's something I definitely like to do and feel that I read the game and situations pretty well. So yeah, I guess in the teams where I play the next few months, and yeah, it's a busy winter again. And yeah, who knows, maybe in the future I can captain a few more sides.
Yeah, and that, for me, it fits with the way you think about the game. You like Ben in such a way where you're trying to progressive and want the game going forward. Ben worked brilliantly with Brendan McCullum in the Red Bull side of it. He's now in charge of the whole shooting match. He's now in charge of the whole English cricket. Is that exciting? Do you think that is, where you think right in 12, 18 months, 2 years time, if the captaincy does come up in the white ball team, working with someone like McCullum, the way he works with Stokes, is that something that really floats your boat?
Yeah, I guess the main thing now is probably trying to find my way back into these teams. I guess I've never worked with Brendan, so I guess from what I've heard and from what I've got a lot of mates in the test setup and guys in the white ball team that have also worked with him. So the main message is he brings out the best in terms of character, confidence, and it feels like a lot of guys have lost that fear of failure. And I guess the fear of failure is always going to be there in international sport. But I think you look at guys like, I'm really good mates with someone like Ollie Pope, who probably has benefited from that in terms of he's gone out there, knows number three's a spot, and he plays some special knocks. But it's the backing that I guess players are getting now, which if you look back in the past, it's probably never really been there. And I guess if you're part of the regime now and you're getting back, there's probably no better feeling in terms of going out, playing for your country and knowing that you don't have to think about, if I bowl a bad ball, yeah, I could be under pressure, or if I play a bad shot. So I think it's that mindset that it looks like he's brought in, and hopefully I can try get into those sides more consistently, and I'm sure I probably would benefit from working with him.
Finally, from me, Sam, what about the West Indies and their development, and what do you particularly enjoy about going back to the Caribbean?
Yeah, actually, we got the call the other day about the squads going there. Really excited. I think it's the ODI team and T20 teams obviously changing slightly, like Harmy said, new coach, and he's obviously not there right now. But West Indies is obviously a great place to tour. There's no question about that. Good golf, good restaurants and stuff. But in terms of the cricket, I think, especially on the T20 front, I guess there's probably no more tougher team to play against in their own conditions. The way they strike the ball, the power, the kind of mishits as a bowler, you miss your Yorker, and the winds in the Caribbean, you always have one shorter side. And yeah, I think, to be honest, on a personal level, it's going to be quite a big opportunity. I feel like it's an exciting tour. I hopefully will get roles where I can bat higher up the order and try and actually, with England especially, I feel like I do it a lot in terms of other setups. And I just hope it's an opportunity I can try and nail down a spot. And yeah, I guess there's a few guys away with the test side now in Pakistan. And yeah, I think fingers crossed it's a good tour and we win a few games.
Well, hopefully, Sam, we'll speak to you before the end of 2025. But once you get the West Indies out the way, there's an exciting 2025 in there. I mean, you've got the IPL, you've got the 100 to come round again, hopefully trying to get into this test team when they play India. If we are sitting here in 12 months' time, what would you love to see Sam Curran being involved in? And what do you think the future holds for 2025?
Yeah, I think you look past December, the schedule next year is amazing with Champions Trophy, Tour to India, IPL, like you said. It's a huge test summer, some great ODIs and T20. I think my main goal at the minute is to try and be a bit more stable and settled in the England environment. I think it is a team in the last few years, ever since, I guess, as a player being on the fringe, I just want to try and be a bit more consistent in getting into that side. And I know the regime's changing a little bit in terms of guys that fit into their certain roles. And I think they want a bit more stability across all three formats. And I hope I can be a part of that. And I think there's only one way of doing that, is scoring runs, taking wickets and winning games for England or the franchises. But I guess, yeah, I think there's no doubt I'd love to be on an Ashes tour or a Champions Trophy victory and stuff like that. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'm someone who likes to prove a point. So fingers crossed the next couple of months go well.
Problem is, Sam, you're a little bit too good at everything. They can't find a pigeonhole for you.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I think it's just, yeah, I think at the minute you're going to either be in the. I guess it's interesting. It's a debate you can talk for a lot of time about. I think the way the teams are being set out now, it's kind of guys are getting picked on certain skills and certain a little bit. I guess I don't mind saying, but kind of out of the unknown in a way, where I guess you pick guys and they've actually done really well. So I guess as a county player, in terms of, it's quite an interesting one, because you've got to hope that you fit that mold right now, and if you don't, you just got to crack on and win games for your franchise, your counties, and just hope that call comes. There's actually nothing you can do about it. If you fit what they're looking for, you're great. But if you don't, it actually might not be an ability thing. It's just right now they're looking for. That's what they want. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it's at the minute, if you're fitting what they're looking for, it's not they taking what they see in, I guess, 12 months time and the Ashes. These are the guys they want. So I think you can't question it until I guess their plan comes to an end, if that makes sense.
It does. Just take wickets, score runs, and enjoy the Caribbean. And thank you so much for your time. Massively appreciated.
I will. No worries. Cheers, guys.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.